I am a person that wears her emotions on her face. I think sometimes I can't help it, but I have been learning how to not react instinctively by my face. So practice your neutral face. Just the gotta breathe first before I even say anything. What do you look like when you're in a Zen mode? That's the face you need before reacting because your daughter is very hypersensitive to it and she will know. But a simple but powerful phrase to build trust is thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate your honesty. This reassures her that you're going to be her safe person to open up to. Today, we're bringing it back to the basics and we are answering the question, what is open communication? Well, it seems obvious, but really, surprisingly or not, we can get confused about what open communication really is. So we're going to break it down into 3 key parts. And by the end of this episode, Mama, you'll have practical steps to create that environment where your daughter feels heard, understood, and willing to share more with you. If you are frustrated with how to get your teenage daughter to open up to you because all you want is to connect with her as you once did, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Jeannie Baldomero, a former rebellious teen, now mom of 3 young adults, educator, and the mom mentor, equipping you to create open communication with your girl so she can come to you about anything, even if she's scared. So grab your oat milk latte, breathe, and let's do this together. One thing I love to do on top of doing this podcast and serving you mamas is also helping moms one-on-one in the weeds, raising their tween or teen girl. Mamas who feel all of a sudden disconnected with their once young, cuddly girl and now entering the tween stage and have no clue what to do with her. So I got a chance to talk to one of my moms, and this is what she said. I was in a bad place with my 14-year-old daughter this summer when I decided to take the bold move to enroll onto the Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. After as little as 2 weeks into the course, I learned how to communicate more effectively with my 14-year-old daughter. I feel now I have the tools to handle conversations better and approach my daughter with love, empathy, and without judgment, something I honestly struggled with before. The result, my daughter recently told me I am her safe person. Wow, we are enjoying a closeness now that I would only have dreamt of before. It's a work in progress, but I have the tools now. Thanks to Jeannie, I am beyond grateful for this. Absolutely amazing to see how quick my friend Carly got a result in as little as 2 weeks and started to see the changes in her daughter and the way she interacted with her daughter simply by shifting the way she needed to interact with her girl. This level of connection bridged in just a few short weeks of Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. You're probably wondering what exactly is in the Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. I'm a visual person, so I get you. I like to be able to visualize exactly what I'm getting into, and I like seeing the steps to fully grasp what I would be learning. So I totally get it. So here it is. In this course, you get access to 5 modules, which you can complete at your own pace. Typically, they are about 1 week each. You have access to a private Facebook Mom Tribe community. You get a workbook containing your communication action plan and notes from the modules. Plus, I'm not done, 2 bonuses. Not 1, but 2, 52 dates, ideas with your daughter, 11-page resource guide, and never run out of things to talk about with your daughter. Endless questions in various topics you can ask your girl. I believe in equipping moms with resources and tools ready at hand's length to use and utilize at any given time. So if you are still trying to grasp what this all looks like, I get you. Come and visit talktoyourteengirl.com where I lay it out all for you. I'll see you there. Wait, first off, Mama, how is it April already? I can't believe it. I can't believe that. Wasn't it just yesterday that Christmas was here? It's April. I don't know where you're living, but it feels like spring here. All the flowers are blooming. My allergies are back. So that's how I know spring is definitely here. And I'm so looking forward to the warmer weather. And okay, I live in Southern California, so we get sun all the time. But when I say warmer weather, I mean like 70s to 80s. But going back to open communication, I'm not sure where I learned what open communication was. Actually, I take that back. I had a small glimpse of it in my life in my teenage years as a junior in high school. I shared this experience before with you if you've been a longtime listener. It was my junior year, and my mom was the go-to person for me and my besties. I felt the most safe and the most heard during this time with my mom. And as years have gone by, I lost that open communication and honestly felt I even shut down sharing who I was, what I really thought, and spent time either shutting down or screaming my head off as my form of communication. Not so very healthy, and I know that looking hindsight. I think it was a lot of emotions, a lot of things that I just couldn't express. I didn't have the open communication to really dig into my feelings. It was my teenage year trying to figure out who I still was, even as I was approaching adulthood. Now, Mama, you might be in the middle of this with your 17-year-old, soon to be 18-year-old, thinking that you should be having this all figured out. I have a new 18-year-old. Well, she's going to be 19 this year. Gosh. But even then, she's still trying to figure out who she is in this world. Aren't we all? Aren't we all, as we gain new experiences and opportunities, are being reshaped and refined, but with a little bit more maturity and wisdom? So our daughters are still experiencing this even as a young adult, because I'm experiencing this with her right now. And as I look back on my own story, I think about, I was still experiencing this, and it's so vital to have that continued open communication with our daughters, even into adulthood. So moms I've spoken to with over the years have commonly responded to me wanting open communication in their relationships with their teenagers. That's number one. Number one desire is I just want her to come to me. But oftentimes we have a skewed background of, like I did, of what open communication is and what exactly is it. However, we still desire it so desperately. So today I'm answering that question that most moms commonly ask. What exactly is open communication? And today I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. Okay, ready for part 1? Trust. This is what I talk about all the time, is trust. That is the foundation of open communication. It starts with trust. If your daughter doesn't trust that she can come to you without being judged, dismissed, or even punished for her feelings, she won't open up, right? I mean, would you? No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't open up to somebody we didn't feel safe with. So building trust requires consistency in your reactions, interactions, and responses. Now, here are some ways to build trust, and I talk about this in the How to Build Trust series a few episodes ago. Be reliable. Can she depend on you? Show up emotionally and physically when she needs you. Keep her confidence. If she shares something personal, don't share it with others unless necessary, right? One thing my kids know is that whatever I know, my husband will know. I share everything with my husband. Now, there are some instances where I have given my kids a chance to share it first before I do, because I think it's equally important that we understand, where our kids are, what they're thinking. And my husband and I parent as a team. And we want to know and be able to share our experiences or our opinions on how to tackle whatever issues our kids have. Okay. I'm digressing. Sorry. And another way to build trust is avoid immediate judgment or harsh reactions. If she tells you something surprising, this is what I would do. Take a break. Take a breather before reacting. Just listen. Practice your neutral face. I am a person that wears her emotions on her face. I think sometimes I can't help it, but I have been learning how to not react instinctively by my face. So practice your neutral face. Just the gotta breathe first before I even say anything. What do you look like when you're in a Zen mode? That's the face you need before reacting, because your daughter is very hypersensitive to it and she will know. But a simple but powerful phrase to build trust is, thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate your honesty. This reassures her that you're going to be her safe person to open up to. Okay, part 2 to open communication is active listening. More than just hearing, it's listening. Many moms say this, she doesn't talk to me, but when she does, are we really listening? Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. There's a whole section on how we listen. How are we showing our daughters that we are actively listening? We are hearing her, that she's feeling heard, that we understand where she's coming from. That's one of our modules. It's a whole module dedicated to that. And specific questions that don't taunt or frustrate your daughter, but actually evokes more conversation from what she is saying. Because active listening means listening with intent to understand, not just to respond or fix. And maybe we don't even fix it in that sitting. Maybe she just needs us to listen. And how to practice active listening? Use open-ended questions. Reflect back what you hear. It sounds like you felt really frustrated when that happened, affirming what she's saying and how she's feeling. And then put your distractions away. Use your body to show her that you are intently listening. Move the phone away from you. Use eye contact and maybe shift your body towards her so she knows she has your attention. I teach all of these and the types of questions that we formulate specific to your daughter, right? Because there are probably some trigger words that might trigger your daughter that don't necessarily trigger mine. And they don't mean anything unless they do, right? It depends on personal experience and personality. And we do those type of exercises in our Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. So active listening really does build connection and encourages her to keep sharing because she's feeling heard and respected. Part 3 of open communication is safe spaces, creating a judgment-free zone. Your daughter needs to know that she can come to you with anything, whether it's a bad grade, a tough friendship, or even bigger challenges, without fearing your criticism or punishment. Here's a way to create safe spaces. And we, again, go into deep detail of how to do that in Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. Separate discipline from discussion. Create a routine for connection. Maybe it's a weekly coffee date or car rides after school. Validate her feelings, even if you don't agree. A safe space doesn't mean no boundaries. It means she knows she can share without immediate consequences, shutting down the conversation. Okay? That is open communication, 3 parts. It's building trust, right? Active listening, and creating that safe space. We go into great detail in Talk to Your Teen Girl framework on exactly how to create open communication utilizing these 3 parts. And if that's you, mama, that needs this, you're saying, oh my gosh, I need exactly how to do this because I've tried to create open communication with my daughter and it's backfiring me. It's not working. What I'm doing now is not working. Well, head on to talktoyourteengirl.com so that you can find something that does work. I've had moms time and time over again shed new light and perspective on how to approach their daughter. So mama, open communication isn't about getting your daughter to tell you everything. It's about creating an environment where she wants to share. It takes time and patience and consistency and help. It does take help and tools. But by focusing on trust, active listening, and safe spaces, you're really laying the groundwork for strong and open relationship with your teenage daughter. Again, Mama, we have something for you. I am happy to help you and work together through our framework. Head on to talktoyourteengirl.com. Hey friend, if this podcast inspired you or encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share it. You can screenshot this episode and share it in your stories on social media or text it to a friend who can use the support. It's the best way you can thank me. I want to let other mamas know they are not alone. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me at raisingherconfidently.com. Until next time, live full of grace, Jeannie.